Ebu banu who say plastic rubbers ni gugu campus ya no bebre no a ebu ha na ye ne tai nti ema ujaiba.
And so when you have things like nanoplastics and also microplastics, which are smaller particles of the plastic being absorbed into the plant tissue, if that is consumed, that can pose a health problem.
We have research data to the effect that some of these animals, in extreme cases, may succumb to this plastic injection, leading to their death.
The effect that would have seen in the fish would indirectly be passed on to the humans. And over a period of time, we also begin to show signs of fertility issues.
The way we litter our environment is causing a great deal of harm to our animals, humans, and so we should change our behavior.
In the agricultural sector, plastic waste is one of the most pressing issues. Both crop and livestock owners are grappling with this troubling challenge. The situation is prevalent not only in urban areas but also in the hinterlands. Farmlands are often littered with plastic waste almost every day, leaving farmers in frustration.
I have been farming for a long time, and plastic waste has been a major challenge, especially for those of us farming close to the city. When visitors see plastic scattered around, it sends the wrong message. The situation worsens after rainfall.
Ajay Douglas, a seasoned vegetable farmer, is particularly concerned as plastic waste frequently takes over his fields after a heavy downpour.
Yeah, vegetable workers no. Idua de na ye bobes na ye de edua. Na bes na ye bo no so no.
As vegetable farmers, we raise beds for our crops, but plastic waste sometimes gets stuck on these beds.
Na say we de vegetable na say crop no kosisu a ni hini ntimi penetrate nko asase ni mu. If the
large portion is affected, we risk losing a significant amount of the produce.
This phenomenon has an adverse impact on the soil fertility.
Plastic waste.
Professor Andrew Sopoku is a soil scientist and lecturer at the Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology.
If we take the physical properties, you will see that plastic is a physical obstacle or barrier to root penetration. It is not permeable. It's even elastic. So if you have a root growing in the soil and it encounters a hardened plastic layer like PVC, how is it going to penetrate through the PVC and then to move on to absorb more water and nutrients? So first of all, the presence of plastic materials in the soil can act as a physical barrier to root growth and development. The effect is that the plant will not have more water and nutrients and cannot grow, become big and yield high.
Almost every field is dotted with different kinds of plastics, leaving the farmers in disappointment as they strive to cultivate quality produce. The water used in irrigating the vegetables is often overtaken by plastics, thereby hindering the work of farmers.
Insurance irrigation also. Robertson from afar. The
water we use for irrigating our crops are often overtaken by plastics, which disrupts our operations. Our watering cans frequently become clogged with plastic, forcing us to spend time fixing them. So plastic pollution has a severe impact on our work.
So many hours and minutes and what media year and why. These are Robertson idea for
In developing countries like Ghana, farmers often irrigate their crops with untreated or diluted wastewater. According to the Food and Agriculture Organization of the United Nations, this practice poses serious health risk to consumers due to the contamination from disease-causing organisms and harmful chemicals.
they contribute.
Dr. Eli Gave, a senior lecturer in the Department of Horticulture at the Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology, warns that there are health consequences when plastic waste seeps into vegetables through irrigation.
But when you're talking about plastic in water bodies, then we're having a problem of plastic seepage into the water, and plastics also degrading into the water. So once plastic degrades into the water, or it seeps into the water, and this water is used for irrigation, and it happens that the micro particles or the nanoparticles of plastics are absorbed into the tissues of the plant and is consumed, then that also becomes a health concern. So plastics are good, but they have major health concerns if they are not handled properly and they enter into the food system.
Ajay Douglas, a member of the Peace and Love Vegetable Growers Association in Atonso Jinyase, expresses concern as some consumers refuse to purchase their vegetables due to the plastic waste issue.
Yeah, hanum probably a ba or more who's a hano ye praise ye vegetables.
Many people visit our farms because of the organic nature of our vegetables. However, some visitors are put off by the litter of plastic around the field, which discourages them from returning and negatively affects our sales.
Despite the serious nature of plastic pollution in water sources, proper studies have not yet been conducted in Ghana to determine the concentration levels of plastic waste in irrigation water and whether there are health implications.
The concern should come if there's a proof that there's plastic contamination in our water bodies, in the soil, and in the food we eat. There's been a lot of studies on this, but in Ghana we've not really established whether the plastic we find in water have actually seeped into the water, and also the concentration is above toxic level. So the level of toxicity of the chemical compounds we found in the plastic, that is what makes them hazardous. And that's what will make people become more concerned about plastics.
Godfred Apia Echampon, the Ashanti Regional Director of Agriculture, states that plastic waste poses significant hazards to farming in Ghana as it can remain in the soil for about 500 years.
Since the inception of plastic rubbers, they pose significant hazards to farming in Ghana. One, when they enter the soil, they take over 500 years to decompose. So when you plant, and depending on the density of the plastic rubber, the plant roots cannot penetrate into the soil. Hence, the plant dies off because they use their roots to feed, thereby reducing yields.
He believes that the situation may become a crisis if continued unabated.
Though we've not gotten to the peak of the crisis, but gradually it is becoming a crisis, because if you plant and you don't harvest, it means that all your investment is gone to waste. So we have to do something about it.
The impact of plastic waste pollution also extends to the animal ecosystem. Livestock owners report that their animals, including goats, sheep and cattle, sometimes suffer or even die due to ingesting plastics that go unnoticed for longer periods.
One of our cattle died because of plastic waste. Its throat was choked by these materials, preventing it from eating, and it fell ill and died here. Plastic waste is so harmful to cattle.
Michael Boateng, an associate professor of animal nutrition in the Department of Animal Science at the Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology, corroborates the concerns raised by the livestock owners.
As you know, plastic, for want of a better word, is an inert material. So when it is ingested, it takes forever to stay within the alimentary canal, the digestive tract of the animal. Continuous stay of this material in the alimentary canal means that it becomes dislodged at a particular portion of the tract, occupying space and preventing the animal from feeding appropriately. We have information or research data to the effect that some of these animals in extreme cases may succumb to this plastic injection, leading to their death.
Dr. Mabel Abudu, the Ashanti Regional Veterinary Officer, confirmed that some animal deaths in the past were directly linked to plastic waste.
In my line of duty, I came across a lot of this polythene bag or jute sack impaction. The cause of it is as a result of that. But when you perform the PM, you realize that a lot of polythene bags that are choked in the stomach. And so I can testify to that. And so do my colleagues in the other districts and regions.
Plastic waste pollution also has severe consequences for aquatic organisms, including fish. A 2020 study by the World Bank estimated that 250,000 metric tons of plastic waste from Ghana are dumped into the Atlantic Ocean.
Animals and humans.
Dr. Stanley Hughes Obrisi, a fish veterinarian for the Fish Health Unit within the Fisheries Commission, believes this activity poses grave concerns for sea animals and human health, particularly regarding consumption.
For us, the bigger ones may not have issues with us, but then the microplastics that have accumulated in the fish over a period of time, we realize they would also be accumulated in whoever consumes them, humans, bigger mammals, and all of that. So the effect that would have seen in the fish would indirectly be passed on to the humans, and over a period of time we also begin to show signs of there are some that will show fertility issues, some that will have other pathological issues with some metabolism as well.
Godfred Appiah Champon, the Ashanti Regional Director of Agriculture, mentions that he would raise the issue during their next meeting to discuss potential solutions alongside public sensitization efforts.
We have various agri-extension officers in every town, every district in the region. So it is, we inform them, they educate the farmers on how to dispose of this plastic waste. So that's what we are doing to help the farmers solve this issue.
Would you probably raise this at the national level?
Yes, we have Regional Directors Association where we raise issues. We have meetings with the regional minister. We have meetings with the sector minister of agri. So these are all avenues that we channel our issues to. So it's very easy to do that.
According to the United Nations Environment Programme, approximately 2,000 garbage trucks full of plastics are dumped into the world's oceans, rivers and lakes every day, directly affecting millions of people's livelihoods, food production capabilities and social well-being. Plastic pollution is a global problem that demands immediate solutions. If not, the world may await a serious crisis. For Orange FM, I'm Fatal Bayaga, Kumasi.